This only needs to come out if your garage isn't long enough to leave it in. Otherwise you can actually leave this tube in permanently. My garage is just that bit too short, even with an extra box, so I've had to always remove this tube. That essentially slots into a hole in the front inside the D-cell. That's not quite in yet. There it is. Located. Right. Technique now is to take this rib and make sure that wire isn't trapped around there and pull it out. Because if that wire is trapped around it, you can break the rib. With some tension in the end up. Standard hang gliding curve tips, so nice and easy to rig for people familiar with them. Secret, as always, is to make sure everything's fully in. Locate the sail where you want it to go. Cap on the end, and the technique is to curve it inwards and back, keeping that solid against the rod and just located on the end. It's a matter of curving the two in to meet each other. Now, next step is to pull the ribs out. You can do it at this stage like so, or do it later. It's usually easier to do it at that stage. Then you just put the over centre lever, and now we've just got a couple little fiddly bits to do with the battens. First of all, the number 7 rib slots in to the end of the rib and itself over centres, lock in place, fix the velcro to itself. And now to insert the battens. The bottom batten has to fit onto a small spur at the bottom of the tube. There. Finally, one bungee on there. Top batten on this side is a little awkward because he always insists on flicking over. So it's a matter of getting him in the right place and locking him quickly with the bungee before he flips outwards too far. And then it's just a matter of getting the second bungee in place on both. Cord out of the way inside the sail. There. Connect the spoiler to the arm and re-initiate the velcro at both ends. You have to release that when de-rigged, or it could rip the sail at that point and fold it away, and that's half a wing complete. Right, now for the second. Basically the same again. Located. Use the rib, make sure it's clear of the wire. Always make sure these go over the wire. If you attempt to tension it with them underneath, it'll be too tight and you won't be able to essentially get the tip on. The secret of any rigid is if anything's not going the way you expect it, probably means you've got something wrong somewhere and need to go back and undo it. Okay, again, it's a matter of curving the two together if you come around this side so it'll be easy to see them. Curving the two in together and just clipping it into the hole. Come down, pull the ribs into place using the number 7 rib. This side's a little tighter, I'll show you why in a minute. Right, we're now tension this up. Okay, notice that the metal rod is inside of the fixing point, so that's the right side of it when tensioned, or the outside of it. And now for the two solitary buttons again. And locating onto the sprog inside. Oh, flipped it off. One. And two. This side's always been slightly tighter on the bungees, even after I replaced the top one. Velcro. Now, fix the spoiler so it can't come away from the arm. And again, reset there. Right, we can now got the top surface zip and made sure we've done up the ribs inside. I replaced these Velcros on the zip not so long ago. They're still not totally fixed. Right. Now do up the top surface, and the one thing left to do is to put nose cone on. I must admit, I normally fold up the smaller bag and actually place it in the top in there. I won't bother showing that now. Technique with the nose cone is to fix the bottom first tight and then pull the top tight. You can see why having the bag in there is an advantage, because it helps pad it out. What you want is the edges obviously to be flat and square on the thing. There's a couple little patches. This one never holds properly. There's a small rip in that corner from where I got the wires the wrong side. Whoops. There's a small rip in there. It's patched on the inside, patched the outside, but it could do to come off and be sewn up with a proper patch. Somebody kind, helpful rigid pipe